you should work a 9 to 5. Why you should work a 9 to 5. Now, those of y'all who have been following this channel know that um, I'm not particularly too fond of work culture in general, but sometimes I like to just be different, you know, give a counter argument to, even my own beliefs, right? And so, I've been seeing a lot of videos as well about, how bad a 9 to 5 is and why you shouldn't work a 9 to 5. And so, I just wanted to come on here and give a kind of a counter argument to that. You know, I don't know why, but, these are things to kind of think about, though, to be honest with you. And everything I'm about to say, I can counter all of this, but like I say, I'm just being different in this video, being honest with you. But so yeah, why you should work a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 is structured. Now, the type of 9 to 5 I'm really talking about any job that has like set hours where you have a set time that you go in and a set time that you leave. I'm not talking about jobs where the hours are just all over the place and there's no set schedule whatsoever. I'm not talking about those types of jobs. I'm talking about jobs that have set hours, right? Full time, benefits and all that. So, with 9 to 5, it's structured. You have a set time that you come in, you have a set time that you leave, which means you can actually plan out your life around the hours that you work, right? You don't have to worry about, being on call or just, not really being able to plan things ahead of time because your hours are so all over the place. You can actually plan out things weeks, months in advance because you know exactly what time you're going to go in and you know exactly what time you're going to leave. And so that's what a 9 to 5 does. It gives you structure in your life, right? Another thing is that it's essentially a guaranteed check as long as you work. Now, this is more so for hourly jobs. This is salary as well. What am I saying? If you're hourly or salary, it's basically a guaranteed check, right? As long as you work your required hours that you work, right? If you work, you're going to get paid. This isn't necessarily true for, owning your own business. You're not guaranteed to get paid. You're not guaranteed to make a profit to where you can actually pay your bills. Nothing is guaranteed when you have your own business, but when you work a 9 to 5 job or any sort of like full-time job with a set schedule, as long as you come in and work, you're going to get paid, right? And so that right there takes away the financial uncertainty that comes with, owning a business or being self-employed. If you're self-employed, nothing is guaranteed. There is plenty of uncertainty. You just never know whether things are actually going to, work out or not when it comes to owning your own business. But when you work a 9 to 5 job, it is guaranteed check, right? And so, also with a 9 to 5 job, you don't have to think about the business 24/7. You work on your own business, self-employed, etc. You kind of have to think about it all the time, whether you're thinking about, your profit, how to bring in more revenue, different things to sell. If you have like a brick and mortar store or something like that, how can you make the business more profitable so that you can take home more money, right? But you don't have to think about this when it comes to a business, when it comes to a job. You just show up, you think about the job that you're doing, you do a good job, then as soon as you clock out, right, you go home if you're hourly. Or when the job is done, if you're salary, you go home. That's normally how it happens, but sometimes with these salary jobs, they'll have you, sitting around not doing anything for like half the day, and then it starts to feel like unproductive, but still you're getting a paycheck, I was about to say something with I was gonna say when it comes to the pay and the types of jobs I'm talking about jobs that actually pay a living wage. And a living wage means you're actually able to pay all your bills and have money, a good amount of money left over. I'm not talking about any job that doesn't pay the bills or any job that pays the bills, but you basically have nothing else left over. I'm not talking about those types of jobs. I'm talking about jobs that pay a living wage. And I know there's not a whole lot of them out here nowadays, and so that's all I'm saying. And then, like I said before, you can plan things around the job. Now, this really does. What's that in here? Thought I saw something flying, but anyway, this does really this will really work out for you if it's a job that you actually like doing, if it's something that you're actually passionate about. If you work a job in the field that you're passionate about, it makes this process a whole lot easier in general, right? And then, of course, if you don't have like coworkers or bosses that are like being extra or like doing the most, and when I say that, I'm talking about gossiping or just being rude, disrespectful to you or other people, that this definitely makes it a lot easier as well, right, to deal with, right? And so that's why you should work a 9-to-5 job, right? Like I said, I've seen a lot of videos where people were saying they don't want to work a 9-to-5 job, and I know why. Because a lot of jobs are not like this. A lot of jobs are not structured. A lot of jobs have you working crazy hours. A lot of jobs have you like essentially not knowing how much you're gonna make per week. I actually kind of know how this is because I've had some trucking jobs where you didn't really know like what you were gonna make week to week because freight could go up, freight could go down, and in the trucking industry in general, your paycheck can kind of fluctuate depending on the job that you work. Some jobs are more consistent than others, but you don't necessarily make an exact amount every pay period. There's not really a whole lot of trucking jobs that are salary. Actually, as a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever seen any trucking jobs that are salary. Now that I think about it. But yeah, in the trucking industry, your pay could be up here one week and then down here the next. It's depending on the job, like I say. And this happens a lot more if you're getting paid cent per mile versus getting paid by the hour. I just thought I'd put that out there. But, a lot of jobs just don't have that structure, right? You don't have a set start time, set end time, So it makes it harder for you to plan things. And, like I say, it's easier if you actually like the job. But, if you work 12 or 13 hours a day, you're going to kind of think about the job a little more versus someone who works 8 hours a day as well. Naturally, right? Because you're there for a longer time than someone who's working 8 hours a day, And so that's why, the prototypical 9 to 5 just is close to being non-existent in today's society. A lot of people work shift work. A lot of people work, on call. On call, I don't think I could do that. Like, no. You gotta stay up a certain amount of time, and not know when they're gonna call. I don't think I could do that. Then you have co-workers that are gossipy, or bosses that are rude, disrespectful, or it could be co-workers that are rude and disrespectful. So you don't really, like I say, these are the things you don't really see in a 9 to 5. But what I was explaining was essentially the prototypical perfect 9 to 5 job, or really, like I say, any job that has set consistent hours, whether it be 6 a.m. to 2:30 or 10 at night to 6 in the morning. When you have that set schedule, that structure, you have good bosses, good co-workers. I mean, it's essentially, a good thing, And so that's why I just kind of want to come and provide you all that counter argument, because, we know why 9 to 5s are pretty much going out of style nowadays. They don't pay enough. The mental stress that comes with them, it's too much for many of us to bear, and that's why a lot of Gen Zers are kind of just they're giving up. They're giving up on the whole, like, going to work and everything. There's still good jobs out here left. Like I say, trades, the medical field, right? There's still good jobs out here, but you're seeing less and less of them. I think that's the thing that people are, really rightfully complaining about. You're not seeing those jobs that can afford you a house, afford you to take care of your family, one income, single income, take care of your whole family, afford a house, multiple cars, vacations. You're not seeing that in 2024 like you did 30, 40, 50 plus years ago. It's different. It's not as good as it used to be. We're not seeing the prototypical 9 to 5 like we used to see 30, 40 years ago. We don't see it. But yeah, just want to come on here and give a counter argument why you should work a 9 to 5. If the 9 to 5 is perfect, right? So, anyway, thanks for watching.